just get sick and tired of being sick and tired? That is where I'm at. I am sick and tired of feeling blah and low energy and not feeling good about the way I look, not feeling good about the way that I can perform as far as stamina, endurance, abilities, all those types of things. I feel like I'm heavy breathing even right now. That makes me super insecure. I don't know if anyone can relate when you hear yourself breathe. That's the worst. Maybe not the worst, but that's pretty bad. So I decided I'm doing something about it. And I've decided this before in the last couple years since having a struggle with maintaining and or keeping weight off, losing weight. And so I've decided I need help. I need accountability. That is what has helped me get results in the past, not just results in my physical appearance or in my health, but also just results in my career, results in school, results just with in my relationships, is having accountability. So I joined a group called Partners in the Race. If you're ever wanting to get involved in something like that, I can get you hooked up with our group or a group like it that meets on Zoom. We meet in person as well, but if you're not in the DFW area, it's probably not going to be ideal for you to come make the drive. But yeah, so we are meeting up and we're going through this book called Made to Crave. Now, side note, I have not read the book, so I cannot vouch for everything in the book. But it's by Lisa Turkhurst. And I've only done week 1. And so we watched the video and it was good. I also got her workbook, which I actually find really helpful. I just happened to buy this because it was like on sale for $6 and I was like, why not? But I like the book so far. I mean, I'm only in chapter 2, but I really like how helpful this is because it has checklist things to like help you process questions. It's very interactive. It's not just the, I will say at the beginning, it has a spot for notes during the videos. It's not very helpful. Like it just the label. That's just not helpful for me. That's not the way I read and take notes. Is just listing out the points and then jotting things down. That's not how I process. So that part's not helpful. But there's a lot in it that is really helpful. Great questions to ask yourself. Like I said, interactive activities, things that you can do with like an accountability partner. And so that's really been helpful. I was assigned accountability partner. And so that's really been helpful already, just getting to know her a little bit. And we're set to hang out tomorrow, which is going to be my first day of a 30-day challenge. So I invite you to join me if you want, or if you've already heard of the program I'm going to be talking about. It's called Whole30. So it's 30 days of eating whole foods, right? Seems simple enough, but there are some rules. And this is where I say, I am not a health expert. I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist, and I'm definitely not an expert about you, your body, your mentality. So don't do anything that's gonna harm any of those things. I definitely advise you talking with your doctor, thinking through these things before you decide to do anything like this. Because it is an exclusion diet, right? So what I say that to say this could be triggering for somebody who has some challenges, just not going radical or, having disordered thoughts towards food. And so don't listen to this if that is a challenge for you. Or just keep it in mind maybe while you listen. But I'm going on Whole30. So what that means is I'm not consuming alcohol, which I honestly rarely consume alcohol anyways. So that's not that challenging. And there's no sugar of any kind. So no fake sugars. Or even like coconut sugar, which I love, but none of that. No grains of any kind, no legumes, no peanuts. You can't have other tree nuts. No soy, no dairy products, no MSG or carrageenan. Is that how you say that? I know I've seen that in a lot of like almond milks and things like that. No added sulfites. And lastly, no stepping on the scale. So that seems like a lot of things your girl can't eat or do. And so that's kind of depressing. But there's an even larger list of things that you are supposed to be doing and eating. So we're eating all of our meats, and especially grass-fed meats, organic meats, which are things I'm already trying to lean towards. So any type of lean meat that you would like. Actually, I think they do any meat, but you have to make sure it doesn't have sugar in it either, because bacon will trip you up. It's really hard to find bacon without sugar in it. But meat, seafood, eggs, vegetables, fruit, potatoes. They let you have potatoes of any kind. I lean more towards sweet potatoes because white potatoes can be an easy crutch for me. So white potatoes are only going to be something I'm going to let myself eat like maybe once a week or something like that. Mostly sweet potatoes. And then tree nuts and seeds and healthy fats and all sorts of all the things in between there that didn't fall in that list of things that you can't eat. So there's a lot to be done. And also I will have this book and the guide here to help me keep my mind on things that are going to be helpful to me. What I like about Made to Crave is it's not, and the group that I'm in, is it's not about doing a specific regimen or program. My partners in the race is not suggesting anyone do any specific diet. This Whole30 is just something I'm doing on my own. And it's because there are already a ton of different ways for people to eat, right, that are healthy and helpful, or can be healthy and helpful. And so the point of Made to Crave isn't to do that. The point is to change our minds. And this is definitely Christian-based, and talking about in the first couple chapters how we are made as humans. We are created to crave, but we were created to crave God, crave righteousness, crave to be with Him, crave things that are good for us, right? We weren't made to crave all these other things. Like, that's not what was supposed to fill us and be our craving. And so just kind of seeming like what this book is seeming to do is helping us change our minds and trying to practice getting back in the habit of craving what is good instead of craving what is off limits or bad or, deemed no-nos. And so I'm excited to get into the book more. Again, I'm reserving what I think about the book, if I give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, till I get through the end of it. I've made this mistake before where I've given books thumbs up only to eat my words later and say not so good. So today I spent the day, part of the day, prepping for this Whole30, because this is not my first rodeo. This is my first rodeo in a few years doing Whole30, but I know if I don't prep ahead of time, I am most likely gonna struggle to stay on target. So I prepped and made some fresh cashew butter. This is my first time trying making cashew butter. I've made peanut butter and almond butter before, so just using raw cashews, and so I needed to toast them. So put 3 cups here, just so I could also have some extras just for myself to roast, or to have as roasted cashews for snacks later on. And I'm going to use some of that coconut oil in a moment as well. But threw them in the oven, set the oven at 325, threw them in there for about 10 minutes. Some ovens you might need to go up to 15 minutes, but they look nice and toasted. So I'm taking 2 cups of these, but doing 1 cup at a time, just because I'm trying out using this single use or single cup attachment. So I'm not sure. I didn't know ahead of time how this would turn out. I thought it might be helpful just to keep it in something smaller rather than the larger food processor. Turns out, as you'll see, this turns into be quite the pain because it's got only that small little blade portion on it. So in the future, I will just use the regular food processor attachment instead of the single cup attachment. But essentially, you just need to get it all creamed, and then you add in just a teaspoon of that coconut oil to 2 cups of the nuts, and you just keep scraping and pushing down until it gets all nice and creamy. All right, I thought for a second to put this blender on, but quickly decide I don't want to make that big of a mess. So I'm just going to push through with the small guy. Yeah, this turned out to be a bit more of a pain than I had wanted, but you know, once you start, you just gotta keep going. All right, mixing it all back in one last time to get it all nice and creamed together. And it's gonna be looking good. Look at that. Beautiful. Yum. And I prepped and made some fresh guacamole. Guacamole is always pretty easy to make. The hardest part is making sure you choose good avocados. So if you can get down a couple of good avocados, you are all set. So got your avocados in. I dice up onion real fine to go in it. Something that not everyone does, but that I enjoy is also putting a little bit of tomato in the guacamole. I think it helps, for me, I think it just helps make the guacamole last a little longer as far as spreading it out a little bit, adds a little bit more, I don't know, diversity of flavor to the guac. So I just add a little bit of that in as well. And of course, salt and garlic powder and later I'll put a little smidgen of lemon juice in this, and it will be all creamed up and delicious. I prepped and made some carrot sticks. So to get your carrot sticks to last longer, just go ahead and cut them to about the size of whatever jar you're going to put them in, maybe a little shorter so you don't get any issues with getting them all to fit, and then keeping them at a good width so that they're easy to munch on and crunch on. And stuffing them in that jar is going to be sometimes a bit of a challenge, but it didn't actually prove to be too challenging this time. So once they're cut to size, you just want to pack them in with enough water to fill them up so that they stay nice and crisp for you in the refrigerator. Get a nice cap on them. It's one of my favorites. And then these scraps of these carrots, something I do is I keep a freezer bag in my freezer with to put in my onion scraps, my carrot scraps, my celery scraps for broth later. And I prepped and made a salad that will be really yummy to be able to nibble on. This is just a real simple salad, tomato, cucumber, onion salad that I enjoy actually all the time, not just when I'm on Whole30. Sometimes I even add avocado if I have extras, and so that's always really good. The store was out of cucumbers, like regular cucumbers, so all I could find were these organic English cucumbers, which, if you've been priced lately, are a little pricey. So yeah, your girl just got one, and use that mandolin slicer to cut those onions super thin so that they will get nice and marinated for us. This salad turns out to be delicious, and it's real simple. So it's just these simple ingredients here, and then I'm going to add in some salt, some garlic powder, and I think a little pepper, and then some vinegar. And then, of course, I bought a whole bunch of items just to help me get through this first week or so. These are just some of the items I bought in order to be successful this first week and prepared. So I got the stuff there for the guacamole and Then I had some salsa that I already keep batched up in my fridge. Next to that is some chicken stock that I also made. These plantain strips that turned out just to be made with coconut oil and salt. Then I got some fresh fruits, some fresh veggies that will help tie me over and help with the snacks that I need. Got some cage-free eggs, some grass-fed beef. Look, I got that on clearance. Whoop, whoop. Your girl was super happy about that find. And some grapes and peppers to snack on. Yum. Hopefully, all of that helps me be prepared for this first week. And I'll be doing this daily vlog following me so that you, if you decide to do Whole30, or if you are already doing Whole30, and maybe you're finding me after the fact of you starting Whole30, you can kind of have some encouragement along the way. I have 2 other people that I've set myself to watch each day on the daily vlog, their daily vlog, just kind of get some encouragement, get some help, also get some insight into things that they are doing to stay on target, foods that they're eating that might be new ideas for me. So I'm excited and a little nervous, so let's see how your girl does. Bye-bye now. See you on the next one.